Hamilton, Beetlejuice, Plaza Suite. These three stages immediately hit you with three distinct settings, aesthetics, and tones. Your brain can immediately tell what era each production is trying to evoke. It's the same reason our brains can look at three different beds and recognize distinct social classes, parts of the world, and the age of the person who might be sleeping in it. The props on stage in a theatrical production work in tandem with the set design and lighting to help evoke a setting the audience understands as wholly realized. The difference between the set of a plain dressing room and that same dressing room as a late 1800s Moulin Rouge-style cabaret room is just the way that set was decorated. It's how we understand Elphaba and Glinda's dorm beds here at Shiz University to have a far more whimsical and saturated aesthetic than the titular Evan Hansen in a bed you'd find in any average American home. For small budget projects, a need for resourcefulness can require upcycling props from existing stuff you can find at garage sales and household items that are getting thrown out. Here I have a fake pumpkin from Michael's I got, and I turned it into a ghastly Halloween-ready jack-o'-lantern. I was able to do this just using cotton balls, liquid latex, and paint. On the larger scale of prop building and sourcing is an event I aspire to be able to work at in my professional life one day: Universal's Halloween Horror Nights. Universal invests millions into the intricate, nuanced props and decor scattered throughout their seasonal event haunted houses, often used for incredible storytelling and world building. The extensive world building is what's often credited to enhancing the scares even further at this event. The nature of the event causes large-scale props to be created from scratch. You're not going to find a fake dead horse with its neck torn open unless you make it yourself. The actors in the houses are often using weapons and other handheld props as an extension of the aesthetic of the sets that they are acting within. It's also a clever way of distinguishing characters that might otherwise seem a bit too similar. Three actors seen here dressed as ogres with three different weapons can help them all seem a bit more distinct to the average guest. It can help communicate the setting of a haunted house on a Viking ship easier by seeing that character wield a Viking axe. There can also be the occasional severed head or body part they may be carrying, a huge storytelling component that lets you know the other characters you've seen didn't make it. The task of creating an environment from scratch gets 10 times harder when Universal depicts intellectual properties in their haunted houses, like film and TV, adding a new required level of research and constraint on creativity. The painstaking recreation of props like these, based on the film Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, or seen here in the slasher classic Halloween, require the HHN creators to analyze every wall, painting, knife, sewing needle, and television they might see to understand what needs to be aesthetically copied. Period-accurate details matter, even if it's just the correct pipe a New England sailor would use. While props can seem like just static toys in an actor's hand, they can also be legitimately powerful storytelling devices. The House's Darkest Deal depicts a man signing a contract selling his soul to the devil, as we see illuminate on his parchment. This is both the house's storytelling and a distraction for the scare around the corner. But we've seen the use of props and decor matter far past the realm of theater. Any type of hot set is going to use copious amounts of props, particularly with any props being sold in commercials where they need to be demonstrated and used. This obviously also extends into music videos requiring the same use of props and decor. This process requires all the same care and oversight that prop masters in the theater give stage productions. It's a skill that permeates itself into far more contexts than you might realize.